Our sacred guest speaker is Dr. Manijeh Motaghy. Dr. Manijeh is an international speaker, UCLA certified mindfulness teacher, and corporate trainer. She has over 10,000 hours of practice and training in mindfulness and Buddhist concepts. She has a doctorate in psychology and doctorate in psychology of management consulting. She is an expert in transforming her students and clients to an extraordinary level. Wow, to bring us to a more vulnerable space and speak about grief. And this question is for Dr. Manijeh. Dr. Manijeh, how can we process grief mindfully? I remember 2020 was not easy year for most of us here. And how do we process grief? Could you guide us?
Yes, so grief, is a very, very delicate emotion, a very delicate experience and process, So, and all over the world, people experience or express or feel it differently. They go about it differently. Somebody who is the same person has passed away, the father may grieve by wanting to watch all the videos of that person, for example, to remember, to keep it alive. And the mother is going to die if she saw a picture of that, the child, or vice versa, or very differently. So it comes down to a few things. One is, first of all, about emotions. Emotions are recent brain science shows that emotions are mental activities. They're not heart activities. They're attached to stories, to things which we think about. It's a mind activity, and it's not a very reliable source for telling us the truth of things in general with any situation. And then there is the feeling. Feeling is very physical. Feeling comes, the brain tells us there's something wrong, some kind of a budgeting is off. You need to pay attention to this, feeling uncomfortable or comfortable, to kind of sort of do something about it. And so with grief, I mean, I went through extremely intense. I mean, I lost my son, and that is on the, you know, priority or on the high level of experience. Is, I would say that losing a child is top of the line, at least one of the top of the line. And so, because of the practice of mindfulness that I have, I was able to, while going through it, experience tsunamis, and be with it and be in the middle of the tsunami. Who can prevent a tsunami? Nobody. A hurricane, nobody can prevent it. I mean, the first 35 days, Kate, I fainted every day,
Mm.
basically. My brain would shut down. It couldn't, do anything. But I was there watching it too. And when I was watching this immense amount of discomfort and pain, I understood something very deeply about it. I understood this is not a bonding of a mother and child. This is not emotional attachment. This is physiological. It's neurological. It's every cell in my body has lost. My hair cells have lost because they share with this child, right? It's not a hard thing. I mean, literally, I remember for the first year, I felt like I have the COVID now, I could say, At the time, I would say I have the flu or something. It just doesn't go away. And so, just being there and watching it and feeling it, something very, very deep opened. And that was my own heart of compassion for myself, you know, for myself. That no, I mean, prior to that, I remember during his funeral, I made a vow. I said, I will not be the mother who's done. Because prior to this, I was happy, peaceful. I had, you know, created a life that was very meaningful. I loved it. I was happy. So I made a vow that I will be open to joy coming in little by little by little. I mean, I do very deep, intense, loving kindness practices. I couldn't do that. My heart was broken. I didn't have a heart to do loving kindness practice for anybody. And that broke my heart even more, right? But what I learned through it was self-compassion is so huge to understand that I am not obligated, no matter the role I have on this planet as a mother. I am not obligated to continue to suffer. And I do not want this pain on myself. I will not do it. So that was a huge undertaking, right? And understanding. And little by little, I became able to catch my mind. As soon as a memory would come, God, the pain, right? As soon as I mean, my goodness, he was 26 years old. The entire house, everywhere I went, the valley, everywhere I drove, I would see him, right? All the memories can come, right? So I would catch the beginning of the trigger and know where it's going to lead. It's going to take me to that pain, to that suffering. Do I want to go there? It took a lot of practice. It took a lot of going the route, falling into the pain, suffering immensely. And again, my heart would open for myself and say, no, no, I don't want that pain. I'm not obligated to have that. Because we have these roles. We believe I'm the mother, I'm supposed to. If I love, I'm supposed to suffer, right? So little by little, I understood that where do the triggers, memories take us? What do they do to us? Do I want to go there and practice the muscle of refraining, restraining? And then from there, I also on the side would do rituals, beautiful rituals like plant a tree in his name. I took his ashes everywhere I went in the world. To England and put it in this monastery. To Thailand and put it in the Kwai River. To Japan and put it in the Nara River. So it wasn't like I forgot. Absolutely not. But the love for my own self was very present, and it still is. So, and so people experience grief, my heart goes out to them, but I help them understand the first thing is you're not obligated to carry on with the pain. The second thing is to notice your own pain and allow for it to subside. Don't grab on it, don't build on it, don't, make the story bigger and bigger and bigger. Guilt comes up, anger comes up, I should have, I could have, why didn't I? Of course, all those stages come up. But the heart of it was self-compassion. For me, the mother who has gone through this, I mean, at first I was like angry with the whole world. I would say to people, why are you alive? Wait, why is anybody alive? That kind of a bewilderment, right? What kind of a system is this? If a child dies, the mother should die. So I'm sharing this with you so you know that today or my peace and happiness is so real and so deep. And it's not because I didn't experience. It's actually because I completely experienced the tsunamis and stood firm in the vision of my own happiness, of my own well-being.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome.
We have. So Dr. Karen, could you guide us?
Yes, so first of all, thank you for the inspiration, Dr. Manijeh. It was really touching and inspiring, so thank you for that. And I can see your joy and energy, so it's amazing.